Sahana bhavatu sahanau bhunaktu sahaviryam karavavahai tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Bolo Swami Sadguru Shivananda Maharaj Ki Jai. Om Bolo Swami Vishnu Devananda Maharaj Ki Jai. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Namah Shivaya. Good evening. I offer my pranams to the lotus feet of Masters. I pray Masters give us all the perfect understanding. It's Swami who speaks and it's Swami who listens through all of us. Hari Om Tat Sat. We are in chapter 4, slokam number 30. Apare niyataharaha pranan praneshu juhvati sarve pyete yajnavido yajnachapita kalmashaha. So we are, Bhagwan is explaining various sadhanas. Now in this sloka, Bhagwan is explaining about a sadhana, ahara, by eating, by the food. Some seekers, they control and regulate their senses by eating proper food. Apare niyataharaha pranan praneshu jihvati. In the previous sloka, we have seen how they control the prana. Here, in this sloka, Bhagwan is talking about this ahara, how this food intake, our body is made up of food. Say apare, others. Niyataharaha, niyata means controlling. Ahara, by controlling their food intake, they control. They systematically, they designed what to eat and what not to eat, and with that discipline, they have controlled. They have gained mastery over their senses. The way they eat food, what type of food to eat. Some sages, some munis, rishis, they don't even believe anybody cooking food for them. They would choose to cook the food themselves, because they feel the person who is cooking the food have to be with pure mind, so that gets passed on to the ahara, the food that the sages eat. Swami Shivananda, there was one story which I read. One disciple came to Master and told Swamiji, while meditating, I very often get politics during meditation. My thoughts run into politics. So Swamiji asked, do you have any desire to become a politician? This devotee said, no. Have you had any desire before? The devotee said, no. I have no connection with politics. I have no desire to get into politics, Swamiji. But when I sit for meditation, I get this. Okay, then Swamiji, next day morning, he went inside the kitchen of the person who is cooking the food for this devotee. the person who is cooking the food, he is reading the newspaper, he is reading all the political news in the newspaper, and he is cooking the food, and that food the disciple is eating, so that the disciple is getting that political thoughts during his meditation. So the person who is cooking the food is also equally important. That's why in our home and all, they'll say, while cooking food, you need to have the pure thought. You need to be listening to some bhajans, or you need to keep chanting Bhagwan's nama while cooking the food, and that food will, when the people eat, and that becomes good for their body and mind. So by controlling this ahara, there are some seekers who gain mastery over the achievements, over the senses. So the person who prepares the food also matters. The food that's been procured, from where it is getting, that also matters. The time, the quantity, everything matters. So the person who eats the food, he gets more importance to it for the quality and the discipline on eating. Through that he gets the control. Sarve piyete yajnavito. All these are knowers of sacrifices. All these are knowers of learning that knowledge. Yajnakshapita kalmasha. Then all these, when you perform these sadhanas, all the negative qualities that gets cleansed, all the negative sins in your body, in your mind, by performing the sadhanas like this, it gets kalmasha, means impurities. That purities, yajnakshapita kalmasha, that impurities gets destroyed, or that gets cleansed. That's also one of the sadhana. Slokam number 31. Yajnase ishtamrita pujo yanti brahma sanatanam nayam lokostya yajnasya kutonya kuru sattamam. Now yajnasishta, the one who performs this sadhana, this yajna, whatever the result that comes, he take it as prasad. Yajnasishta is the amrita, the amrita, the nectar is the partake, the nectar, that with that they achieve the supreme reality. Yanti Brahma Sanadanam. Then through stages they attain this Brahma. Thus through various process, various sadhanas, they get into this inner poise. When you get into this sadhana, it is just not going to happen in a day or in a week or in a month. Through consistent practice, through various stages, they get that inner poise, and through meditation, finally they experience that supreme. Na ayam lokaha asti ayajnasa. Arjuna, for a person who is following these sadhanas, they get this supreme bliss. They get this knowledge. And once they get into knowledge, once they get into this knowledge, they meditate on this knowledge, and they experience that supreme. What if a person is completely not interested in any of these sadhanas? I've been explaining all various types of sadhanas. What if a person is not interested in any of the sadhana? Karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, all this. He is not interested in any of these sadhanas. He just wants to eat, sleep and be happy. He wants to think that by eating, by sleeping, he should be happy. What if a person is not interested in any of this sadhana? Bhagavan says, if a person says, I won't follow any of the rules, I will only eat and sleep, that person, we can only say the fire, there is a fire, you should not keep your hand on the fire. There is electricity, you should not keep your hand, you should be careful when you switch on this, when you go near the electricity. If a person says, no, I don't want to follow any rules, I want to go and touch. Okay, go touch. What happens? You get burnt. You get that pain. So Bhagavan says, Nayam lokes Nayam lokestya yajnam. If somebody doesn't believe in any of this and they say that, I want to just eat and sleep and enjoy, that person will never be at peace in this world, leave alone the other world. In this world also, he can never be at peace. He will always experience dukkham. He will always live a life of fear, constant threat. He can never be happy. He will always live with negative feelings. So, when I'm saying all this sadhana, all these practices, various methods, paths, all this path will help you to realize that supreme bliss. If somebody is not interested in these, he will constantly live in fear. He will constantly live in this duality, this bhayam, dukkham, all these negative feelings will keep prevailing in him. Then when he is not evenly happy here in this loka, what you have to talk about the other world, Arjuna. Nayam lokestya yajnasya kutonya kurusattama. Kurusattama is Arjuna. In this world only he will not be happy. What only to talk about the other world. Slokam number 32. Evam bahuvita yajna vitata brahmano mukhe karmajan vidditan sarvan evam nyatva vimokshase. Bhagavan Krishna is explaining all these yajnas, all the spiritual, the sadhanas through which we can reach the supreme. We can experience the truth. Bahuvita yajna. Bhagavan is explaining various yajna, various sadhanas. All these are described in detail in Vitata, in Vedam. These are all Brahmano Mukhe, Vitata Brahmano Mukhe. These are the mouth of Vedas. This is originating is from the Vedas. So all the details, the originating, the karma, all these originating works are from the Vedas. It's all described various, what we are talking is only few. There are many paths, many sadhanas, that is rituals that are all prescribed in the Vedas. Though Bhagavan has explained only 12 various sadhana paths for us now, but there are many in the Vedas. If somebody is interested, they can get into the roots, they can get into the Vedas and learn more to follow the path. Though the paths are many, we also have seen a bhajan in our Shivananda ashrams. Paths are many, but truth is one. Forms are many, but the God is one. So there are various paths. They may be different from each other. Karma yoga is different from Jnana yoga. The knowledge yoga, everything looks different. But all these paths, all the 12 paths that Bhagavan has explained in the previous lokas, they all lead to the same goal, to experience that supreme bliss. Slokam number 33. Shreyan dravyamayad yajnan jnana yajnah parantapa sarvam karma kilam partha jnane parisamapyate. Krishna says Parantapa. Parantapa is the name of Arjuna. Hey Parantapa, hey Arjuna, Jnanam, the wisdom, is always better than Dravyam. We have seen Dravya Yajna and Jnana Yajna. Bhagavan is telling this Jnana Margam, this Jnana Yajna is always better than the sacrifice of material possession, sacrifice of material objects. Dravya, Shreyan, Dravyamaya Jnana. The knowledge path, the gaining the wisdom, gaining the knowledge is better than the sacrifice of material possessions, the material objects. Dravya Yajna means we offer materials. So because why Dravya Yajna also going to help us get into this Jnana Margam only. So Bhagavan says this Jnana Margam is the ultimate to get us into this knowledge. And from that knowledge, we get into Shravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasanam, which is the prescribed path to experience that bhavam. Sarvam karma kilam partha jnane parisamapyate. All sacrifices of work culminate into that knowledge, and that knowledge leads us into meditation, and from that we get into this blissful experience. Slokam number 34. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upateksyanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Tatvidhi, that knowledge. How do we get that knowledge? By approaching a proper teacher, by approaching a wise person. A wise person who is called a teacher, jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha, one who has got that knowledge, one who has experienced that knowledge is only the proper teacher. One who has got the knowledge of scriptures and one who had the tattvadarshinaha, one who has the state of realization is the proper teacher. And through that teacher, you realize the truth. Upadeksyanti te jnanam. That teacher, the teacher is the one who has experienced Tattvadarshinaha, who has experienced this truth, and that teacher is Upadeksyanti te jnanam. That teacher can impart that knowledge to you. Knowledge is have to be imparted to the student, to the seeker. So learn the truth by approaching the proper teacher. How to approach the proper teacher? As a devotee, as a seeker, what important factors that you need to have to approach the teacher? Pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. There are three factors Bhagavan is saying here. Pranipatena, that the seeker have to be humble, humility. Pariprashnena, the seeker have to ask questions. Sevaya, through service. So how should a seeker approach the teacher? Pranipatena, with complete surrender. Namaskar, with the Sashtanga Namaskar, with total surrender, saying, I am totally surrendering to you, teacher. With that attitude of humility, when you approach the teacher, then you will be in a receiving mode. When you go to a teacher, you need to be in a receiving mode. If you are in a talking mode, then you will not be receiving what the teacher is saying. By completely surrendering to the teacher, you need to be in the receiving mode. Only when you become a receiver, when the teacher teaches, it will get into you. That knowledge will get imparted in you. The next factor, pariprashnena. After the surrender, the seeker have to ask questions. From the questions only, the teacher will know what level you have understood. Arjuna asks question. Only then Krishna knows at what level is your confusion now. Where you stand, and that the teacher can understand only from the questions that you ask the teacher. When you ask the question to the teacher, you need to have the respect and you need to ask the question. When you ask that question, the teacher will know at what level you are and he will detect what kind of doubt that you have, and based on that question, the teacher will establish the line of thinking with the student, and accordingly the teacher will try to remove the doubt. Third factor is sevaya. After surrendering, after asking the questions to clarify his doubts, sevaya, that he should express his service. He should service the teacher. He should service the master. Service is the technique to get tuned with the master. Service is the technique to stay connected with the master. So there are three factors for the student to get connected with the teacher, and also the teacher have to be the teacher have to be the proper teacher. You should not get into a normal teacher. The teacher who has seen the truth, who has experienced the truth. Only then the teacher can impart that knowledge to you. Slokam number 35. Yajñātvā na punarmoham evam yasyasi pandava yena bhutanyaseshena drakṣasyātmanyato mayi. Yajñātvā, having gained that knowledge, Arjuna, once you get that knowledge, punarmoham evam. Moham means delusion. You will not be, punar means again, you will not be again attacked by this delusion. The delusion will go away. What are the results of the knowledge? The delusion regarding our duties, the delusion regarding our sadhana, the delusion regarding what is good and what is bad, the duality, everything gets, the delusion will go away from you once you get this knowledge. The knowledge, again, we need to know, it is just not information. Knowledge means learning and Shravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasanam. Learning, understanding, contemplating and meditating on that knowledge. So somebody will say that, I know the entire Mahabharata, okay? I can say all the characters, okay? Any story that you start, that disciple will complete that story. He will know all the character, all the place, everything that the person will know. But that person will know that as only information. He will not contemplate on it. He will not meditate on it. He will have pride that I know this Mahabharata. What is the use? There is no use, because he is not putting that knowledge into use and he is not using that information to know the self. So the knowledge is just not information. The knowledge, the information alone is not enough. Learning, understanding and meditating upon it, and ultimately that knowledge will help you to understand yourself. Arjuna, after gaining this knowledge, punarmohaha, when you experience that bliss, punarmohaha, and again that delusion will not attack you. When you follow this path and get that knowledge from a proper guru, from a proper teacher, then you will no longer fall into this delusion mode. Through that knowledge, bhutanya seshena, what that knowledge will give you? Yena bhutanya seshena drakshasi. You will see all the entire creations, all the living beings. Bhutanya seshena means all the living beings, all the entire creations. Where will you see? Atmani. You will see in your own self. When you get that blissful state, the entire creations you can see in your Atma. But in what state we are now? We are in a state, in dual state. I and this world. This world is different from us. In that state we are now. But this knowledge, when we experience that supreme bliss, then this I goes away. And this knowledge will make that I disappear. Then the entire world, all the living beings, all the creations that you will see in your Atma. Until we get that stage, we need to keep practicing all these sadhanas. Until such time, until we experience that bliss, we will only remain as yatras. We need to keep practicing. Drakshasi, you will see that everything Atmani in your Atma. Until such time, we need to keep practicing these sadhanas. Solution for all the problems is to gain that knowledge, that supreme knowledge. Slokam number 36. Api chedasi papebhyaha sarvebhyah papakrittamaha sarvam jnana plavenaiva vrijinam santarishyasi. Sarvebhyaha papebhyaha. Even if you are the most worst sinners among sarvebhyaha, among all the sinners, sarvebhyaha papebhyaha, among all the sinners, considering you are the most worst sinful person, Even then, Jnanaplavena, by the boat of this divine knowledge, once you start getting into this sadhana practice, once you get into this knowledge, once you get that knowledge, Jnanaplavena, by the boat of that divine knowledge, Santarishyasi, you shall cross over. Even considering all the papam that you have done, you are the worst among all the sinners. Even then, if you turn to this side and get into this knowledge, all the paths are already we have studied in the previous slokas. Followed religiously all of them, and through the boat of this divine knowledge, you shall cross over and you shall still get that knowledge. Bhagavan reassures that by the raft of knowledge, you shall cross all the papams. Slokam number 37. Yathaidhamsi samidhognihi basmasat kuruterjuna Jnanagni sarva karmani basmasat kurute tata. What are the seed of karmas? Whatever action that you leave, that you do, that you perform, there is a reaction. Right? There is a seed of karma. Every karma that you do, there is a seed. The entire karma, even science has accepted this. Scientifically also it's proven. The entire karma is based on these three classifications. Sanchita karma, prarabdha karma, agami karma. Sanchita karma is not yet operative. It is from our past. It comes to the present and it gets into the future. It is not yet operative. Prarabdha karma is operative. That is, we are doing now. The prarabdha karma is current. Agami karma is it becomes operative in the future. Later on, whatever that we do now, the papam punyam, that gets into the future. Agami, that is for the future. So these three classifications are there. When we gain this knowledge, when we do the proper sadhana, once we get into this blissful state, once you get into that, then this I concept gets dissolved. The ego, that gets disappeared. That is no longer there. This I belongs to where does this I belongs to? I belongs to this ahankar. This karma does not belong to that blissful state, that atma. The karma is not for that atma. The karma is only for this I. Whatever action that we do, that is not for this atma. That is only for this ahankara. When I say I am happy, when I say I am unhappy, when I say this is disturbing me, when I say this is giving me happiness, what is that all about? That is all to this ahankara. The atma is neither happy or it is not unhappy. Jnanagni sarva karmani basmasat kurute tata. When you get into that blissful state, all these karma destroys. It destroys all the karma. So Bhagavan says that all the karmas that are burnt down, the sanchita karma, the agami karma, everything gets burnt once when you get into that blissful state, once you get into that knowledge. Only the prarabdha karma remains and that you complete. Okay. Suppose, how do we relate this? There is a beautiful example. We will see this, we'll continue with this tomorrow. We'll end today's session. Now we'll continue this sloka tomorrow. Keeping your back straight. We'll chant Om 3 times together. पूर्णमदा पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ peace peace peace. Salutations to our masters. Om Bolo Swami Sadguru Shivananda Maharaj ki jai. Om Bolo Swami Vishnu Devananda Maharaj ki jai. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thanks for joining. Have a wonderful evening. See you tomorrow at 4 o'clock.